Put on a 5-minute timer. In case you didn't realize, that was step 1. It's estimated that nearly half of adults procrastinate regularly, and 1 in 5 do so on a daily basis. Procrastination is often tied to the brain's struggle with delayed gratification. Research has shown when the reward or consequence of a task is far in the future, it's hard to feel motivated. If the project you're working on is due in 2 weeks, then putting off work until tomorrow doesn't seem like such a big deal. But as you get closer to the deadline, the stakes become more real. If you don't get started soon, then you know you won't finish on time, leading to a missed deadline and the consequences of failure. You know you should get a head start, but you just keep putting it off. Stress builds up as the guilt of inaction rises. A low level of anxiety starts to simmer in your mind until it becomes a boiling pot of panic. Next thing you know, it's go time, and you haven't even put a dent in the work. It's in these moments of frantic panic that we make bad decisions that lead to more negative consequences. You might snap at a loved one who just wants to help, or ignore other responsibilities because you just can't stop stressing over the impending deadline. I think we can all relate to moments like this, where it just seems like the entire weight of the world is about to come down on you, and it could have all been avoided had just started sooner. Even worse, rushing to finish what you've been delaying almost always lowers the quality of the final product. And I know there are those people out there who say they thrive under pressure, but let's be real. You know you could have done better and gotten more accomplished had you been a bit more on top of things. By setting a 5-minute timer, you're effectively compressing the pain-reward feedback loop. It allows you to feel the glory of progress or the pain of failure in a matter of minutes. And there's another benefit to setting a timer that helps incentivize action. It turns work into a game. See, when you add stakes like a countdown timer, it kicks your brain into puzzle-solving mode, where it wants to beat the challenge. Seeing the clock counting down begs the question, are you going to be able to complete all the steps in 5 minutes or not? But that reminds me, the clock is ticking, so let's get on to step 2. Step 2, make a list. Another major reason people procrastinate is the task they're facing is unpleasant. Maybe it's boring, maybe it's hard, but usually if it was fun, you wouldn't be putting it off till the last minute. Either way, it's overwhelming. Nobody wants to grit their teeth and grind through hours of tedious or challenging work. Just thinking about getting started makes us want to avoid it as much as possible. So we need a way to make the first step so easy and frictionless that you don't even realize you're making progress when you do it. That's why you're going to make a list, and right at the top, write down, set a 5-minute timer. Underneath that, write, make a list. And then you're just going to list all the tasks you need to accomplish to finish your project. Don't worry if you can't think of everything, just write what you can think of. And be quick because this timer is ticking. Now, why are we doing this? Oftentimes projects seem overwhelming because we're trying to juggle everything we need to get done in our minds. This creates a huge cognitive load, which kind of feels weird saying. But anyways, externalizing those tasks onto a sheet of paper or document makes the weight of the project seem less heavy, becomes more tangible, and reveals a path for us to start making progress. So after you've listed out all the tasks you can think of, put a fat check mark next to the top 2 items. And look at that, you've made progress. And there's real science behind this method. Research has shown that visual progress is incredibly motivating as it taps into our brain's reward system. Each time we see progress toward our goals, our brains reward us with dopamine, which makes us feel really good, and it signals us to keep pushing. That's why it's a bad strategy to wait around for motivation. Motivation follows action. Setting a timer and creating a list is taking action. Step 3, pick a priority. The next thing you need to do is figure out what the first step you can take is. It's a good idea to make sure the first step is a low lift. What you want is an easy win to build momentum. You've already made progress by putting on a timer and creating this list. Now, you just need a tangible sense of progress on the thing you've actually been putting off doing. If I were writing an article, I might just create the Google Doc and check that box off. If I was putting off making a new video, I might just write down 5 title ideas. And if it was something super boring like doing my taxes, I might just fill out 1 section and then call it a day. But here's the best part. If you do this, you're going to have 3 checkboxes on your list, proving to yourself that you've made progress. And that visual progress is going to kick you into high gear. Now all you have to do is start working down the list, step by step. And every time you feel the resistance to start, set another 5-minute timer. See how much progress you can make on just 1 item on your list in 5 minutes. This little hack will kick you into motion every time, because it shrinks the time delay between reward and failure. That forward momentum is going to keep the dopamine drip train rolling, and your motivation to complete the task is going to get higher and higher. Remember, objects in motion tend to stay in motion. You can't fight physics. Look, we didn't even need all 5 minutes. Told you it'd be quick. If getting shit done and doing creative things is your jam, then hit that subscribe button and follow along for more videos like this.